Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the next episode of the Transformational Tuesday. We are here again for you and ready to answer our next question. As always, we are coming here and share our personal perspectives on the question that you asked. And me, Victoria Komloshi, about the three principles, how we live our life through the lens of our thinking. The intuitive coach will take you closer to your intuition and talking about her perspective, that how she saw the questions in that way. Verna is talking about individual resilience and how we can be resilient. And Diana Bosman will talk about how our guts talking to us and help us solve our problems. And keeping a healthy gut can improve the healthy mind. So let's see your next question, or today question is, one of you asked that, what can I do not to feel intimidated by others? As usual, it's a great question. And again, I can talk about myself that many times I feel the same, like I am intimidated and I don't feel comfortable and I don't know what to do. But seeing this question from the three principle perspective is, we feel what we think in the moment, because the feeling is in the moment. So when I feel intimidated, it's come from me. It's come from inside me, what I think in that moment about that situation or about others. And it's nothing really what you need to do. What I can tell you, what you have to recognize is to recognize your thinking, that you are the thinker. So everything what you feel, it's come from you in that moment. And when you feel the intimidation, it's you think in that way, that someone can attack you or hurt you or manipulate you. So it's you who create that, and you can solve it. That you don't buy to those thoughts. You can change your thoughts. You can come back to the now and recognize that it's just your thinking. And I know it looks so simplified, but every time when you reflect and your feeling change, because you move your attention from that thoughts, what's created that feeling, your feeling change. So it's so simple to recognize that everything what you create, every feeling what you feel in the moment, it's come from us. Because the feeling is in the moment. The feeling, what you generate, what you feel, what looks like real in the time, it's in the moment. And whatever you think in the moment, that's what we feel. So I'm curious what the others are thinking or seeing in this question. So let's see our next beautiful Verna, what she's thoughts on this question.
Oh, thank you, Vikki. This is so right. Coming from my perspective as resilience, building resilience, first of all, is to not allow yourself to feel intimidated because you can. You can feel intimidated by people, by their actions, by their behavior. But you have to ask yourself, as Vikki rightly said, why do I feel that way? So are you allowing yourself to be around people who wants to make you feel small? For example, I was in a relationship where I felt intimidated because he was stronger. He had more knowledge about using different tactics. So that made you feel you don't want to say anything, you don't want to do anything because you want to be safe. One of the things you got to do is set boundaries. I didn't know at the time because I wanted to just not do anything. And if I do what they say, then I'll be safe. No, set boundaries. What are your boundaries? So put some boundaries in place that you cross this boundary, this is what's going to happen. And don't be afraid to walk away. I walked away with nothing. So set boundaries. And so, number one, as I said, set boundaries, walk away. Surround yourself, and this is coming up a lot today, surround yourself with positive thinking people. People that are going to invest in you. Positivity. What is important to know you is to know you. Because before you met that person, or before you met those persons, you were a positive thinking person. You were very extrovert, introvert, but extrovert. You love being around people. And for some reason, your confidence, you lost your confidence. And it's because someone may have said something, or that same person might have said something to break your confidence. Just have to pick that up. It's not easy. It's a challenge, but you're quite capable of doing that. But it starts with your thought. Start with your thought process. So again, self-talk is such a powerful tool. Such a powerful tool that you have in your toolbox and probably not using it. So talk to yourself. But when you're talking to yourself, what are you saying to yourself? For example, when I felt that way, a feeling, when I felt that person was trying to take over me and make me feel small and intimidate me, my thing was, I am strong. So I spoke to myself, I am strong. I will not be intimidated by anyone. But you don't just say it feeble, I'm strong. I won't be intimidated by anyone. No, put some power, put some force into it and start developing that strength. It's like an athlete. An athlete don't just, oh, I want to win the race. No, an athlete will power through. Even when that lactic acid is saying, no more, I'm tired, no more, it's burning. No, 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 let's keep going, let's keep going. So you have got to put that energy in and not allow yourself to be intimidated, no matter who it is. So surround yourself with positive thinking people. Create a healthy mindset that you're going to speak to yourself because a healthy mind is everything. A healthy mind. When you have a healthy mind, you can do anything. Walk away. Walk away. Don't stay there and take that nonsense. Set boundaries. You know, we all have a piece of land. We have a piece of land. Even when you're driving your car, there is a boundary. You don't cross that white line. You cross that white line, an accident. So you want to keep your boundaries. Stick to your boundaries. So I will pass on to D, who will talk to us about the microbiome and how that can affect how you feel about being intimidated by others.
Thank you. Those were some really, really good things to listen to. What you both shared was very, very nice. What the thing with the microbiome is when you feel intimidated is that there's some possibilities of not having enough of the happy hormones that would be made when your microbiome is healthy. Because when your microbiome is healthy, you will feel more confident and you will feel stronger. So when you feel intimidated by others, there's the possibility that there's something not ideal with your microbiome. And to help that, you can use the fermented foods, the probiotics, and to help your body recover from that, also nutrient dense foods, because they will help build your body. Because you need a lot of building blocks to be able to build the right happy feelings and confident feelings. And there's also the part of the self-care. When you take care of yourself better, you're less likely to be intimidated by others because you feel stronger. So work on your self-care and your self-love and grow from there. And one of the things with working on your microbiome is that you do the self-care. So that also has that little part in it because you take care of yourself, you take care of what you eat, you value yourself, and that self-value with taking care of yourself will help you feel stronger and will help you feel less intimidated by others. And then there's also other techniques, like with meditation and with journaling. I'm pretty sure Dee will come to that at some point when she gets her turn. But why do you feel intimidated? That's a very good question. What makes them more important than you? Because we're all just people. So the techniques of meditating with guided meditations, tapping, journaling, all those help as well. And with that said, let's go to Dee because she will no doubt have some really interesting perspectives to share on that.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you. Thank you for your perspective, ladies. I appreciate each and one of you as your listener. And my perspective on this is actually very similar to each and one of you. One of the things is like when you're thinking of what intimidation truly is, it's literally that action of bullying someone, pressurizing it, threatening, having this domineering attitude towards it. And honestly, in England, intimidation can be found as a hate crime, if I'm going to go that far. But once again, I love that you feel intimidated and you're not intimidated, which again represents a dissociation from it. It's like you are not identifying yourself with that kind of intimidation, that you deserve it, you are worth that only, but you feel intimidated by others, which most likely has to do with boundaries from my point of view as well. It has to do with boundaries. Why? Because you have your own space, you have your own energetic field. And when somebody crosses over without being invited in, well, you feel it, especially when they push their way in. It's one thing when you want to speak with someone, you open yourself towards that person, you open your energy, you open your space for them to come in. You're inviting them in, okay? And you feel safe, you feel secure, you feel in your power. But the moment that you say no, and yet that person finds a way to push in, and you are allowing it, because deep down you are the one allowing it. It's your space, remember. You are in charge of that space, no one else. But the moment you allow it, then yes, you're disempowering yourself, because you give your power to someone else. It's like they are in charge of your space. They want to dominate that, because insert here plenty of fears. It's always about certain fears that bring this intimidation within you. It allows it to resurface. So other than pretty much all the tools that have been already presented, EFT is literally one of my favorite. Meditation is my go-to. And journaling, well, I've been journaling since I was a child. It's something I always loved. It's the first thing I chose in my life. It's the pen. So I would love to encourage you to journal on that. And if you don't feel like journaling, ask yourself this question and then record yourself, or have the mirror talk, or literally debate it with someone, or even better, get in touch with one of us. we can be there for 15 minutes for you to simply allow it to come out and see what else shows up for you. So what can you do not to feel intimidated by others is ask yourself, how clear are your boundaries, first of all, for yourself? And then how clear do you communicate? How clearly do you communicate these boundaries to the person you're having an interaction with? Because before anything else, you don't get to introduce yourself. You introduce your energy, and that person introduces their energy. So it's an exchange of energies. And if those energies don't click, it means you're not a vibrational match. As simple as that. You know that gut feeling that Diana was talking about, like the first time when you meet someone and you introduce yourself and so on and so forth? It's exactly that. That is your energy speaking, and it's felt in the gut. Pure, plain, simple. There is no need to overcomplicate it. So what are your boundaries, and how clearly are you communicating them? And first of all, are you respecting them yourself? Because if you yourself are bending your own rules, your own boundaries, you do not respect them, as you're the one putting them up, then how would you expect others to do that? And I'm not here to judge you and be like, oh my gosh, if you don't do it, then why do you expect others to do it? Not that way. Of course, not that way. It's for you to become more aware of what is it that you truly want as boundaries in your life. Because that feeling of being intimidated is triggered by a past experience, which brought you here, which brought you in this moment, which allowed it to resurface. So journal on that, see when it happened, and see why do you keep on allowing it to continue in your life, because that's a pattern. That's what I would call a pattern. Well, I hope you have been inspired by the beautiful Vikki with her 3 principles way of encouraging you to delve deeper within yourself to find the answers, with beautiful Verna going even deeper with how to create resilience from your own perspective and build from that onwards. And then from the Anna's perspective on, well, are you intimidated? Well, what's the effect that it has on your microbiome? How can you influence it? And what is it that you really and truly desire to show for others? What is it? Who are you really and truly? If you're not feeling intimidated, journal on that. Shall you feel aligned with any of us? Please get in touch. Our Zoom links for our clarity calls or creative calls or whatever we call them, it's mainly to connect with you for 15 minutes to 30. We have specific days designed for it, and well, limited slots, of course. For it, we all have 24-hour in our days, and we have to prioritize that. And we do choose to prioritize you as well. So shall you decide you align with one of our perspectives and you would like to take it a level deeper, do reach out. Check out our Facebook account, Facebook group, Facebook community in which the questions are asked and we empower each other. And then don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to our YouTube channel to keep yourself updated. And who knows, maybe you may not be ready now for it, but when you are ready, we are here, because our world domination plan is to do so through transformation of self, empowering, and being our most authentic selves by shining our light unapologetically. So thank you for being here on another episode with us all. Thank you for sharing the space, and we are looking forward to our next question on Thursday, next Thursday. Abundant blessings and peace of eye.